Shonen Jump's late 2022 entry into the anime industry, Chainsaw Man, is going to be the biggest thing we've seen yet. If Demon Slayer's tame, yet still action-packed imagery was able to catch on so big, Chainsaw Man has more than a chance at something bigger. Just compare Tanjiro to Denji's character designs for a bit, and it's evident. Denji's chainsaw form alone is going to bring in views. The series is going to be bloody. Denji is an unapologetic pervert who has one goal in mind, touching a woman for the first time, and he's not the same kind of protagonist that Jump tends to have in its works. Denji cares about himself, his dog, and the girl he wants to be with. It's only later down the line does he give a rat's ass about maybe a couple of other people in the story at all. Of course, there's a deeper side to this. At the core, Denji is someone who wants to be loved, and his dog Pochita is the only one who he could ever have that kind of relationship with. This is a story about him learning how to love and be loved. Denji will not sit right with some people. This is definitely going to be a show that gets some form of outcry in the vein of Mushoku Tensei or Shield Hero, due to Denji's personality. And we may hear of stories where parents try to keep it away from their kids. I mean, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid made mainstream news in Nebraska over some of its content. We're sort of lucky these past few hits have been hitting this decade and not 20 years ago. Between Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and now Chainsaw Man, all having demons in them. What's best about Chainsaw Man is, despite the manga being marked complete on many websites, is that we know that it's just the first entry in a larger story that is complete. Chainsaw Man may have a chance at longevity if the anime project hits hard. I mean, the manga is already about half as long as Demon Slayer is in its complete form, and how much further it will go beyond its next part will remain to be seen. But the pieces are in place for something bigger that we might not be expecting. Though I'm almost more excited about the reaction that Chainsaw Man will bring about rather than the series itself. I'm excited to see what kind of comments it might bring in when the non-anime viewer base, or the new anime fans, start to see what it has to offer. In a way, we might be awaiting a modern Berserk to happen. In another, we might just be seeing the limits this medium can push on a super popular series. We're definitely going to see some form of cross between the reception of Demon Slayer and of the series that always gets targeted by someone every other season. Sure, Demon Slayer did have that moment where someone said Tanjiro's earrings were offensive because they resembled the Japanese imperial flag, but that moment has gone and passed us by. We definitely aren't going to see something as overt as Redo of Healer's cartoonishly evil depictions of sexual assault in a way to seem like a more mature series. But the contents of Chainsaw Man are going to harken back to some shows of the mid to late 2000s. Quite possibly this could be compared to School Days in a way, except with Denji being a much more stand-up guy than Makoto could ever hope to be. Especially when Denji is actually trying to figure out the meaning of the word love, and isn't just touching boobs because he wants to have as many as he possibly can. But if we've learned anything, it almost seems as if these people, who come out with these kinds of complaints, didn't even watch or read the source where the complaints are stemming from. Honestly though, as much as we speak about these kinds of things, we do have to acknowledge that these controversies are usually just based off of a small set of opinions, and the result of talking about them makes them seem more widespread than they really are. Except maybe in Redo of Healer's situation. So, despite these comments that will eventually surface, just like every other show that went through it before, Chainsaw Man will no doubt be successful. Maybe more so because of those complaints. Or maybe they won't affect it at all. Only time will tell.